SkypeChip is going to be IPO on May 20th. The share price starts at 0.88. If you want to ask me what's our prediction, I'll tell you later. But it's going to be a bull run. What we need is also a large number of talents to be able to assist us. So we need not only talents in Malaysia, we also need talents from Malaysians who are in overseas, but we also need to produce young talent who are going to study in some of the top universities in the world. Every year, decreasing of 30% of students studying STEM education. Instead of studying or focusing on the Western university, so the Eastern university, the India, China university are leading in terms of software and also hardware. And then I think we should start to change our perspective. How do we get large number of talents? For example, if you can send one student to the West, it's also equivalent to sending 10 students to the East. The university in the East, in terms of the software, in terms of the hardware, I would say now very much leading the West in terms of cost efficiency, in terms of the standard and the market as well. So the next generation of EV is not battery, it's not EV energy, it's autonomous in terms of that. So in that path, we are on the same path with Elon Musk. So in the world of semiconductor AI, there are two major figures, right? Jensen Huang data center. So Elon Musk is doing chip for one chip, for autonomous chip A16, A18, basically for car, for auto, and then drone as well as a humanoid robot. So in that path, we are nearer to what Elon Musk is doing in terms of that. So, and given all the opportunity of geopolitics in Malaysia, these are the adaptation now is happening. So we are not talking about future. This is happening in Malaysia. So we have to populate it, and given this opportunity for our hardware and our software company to participate in this opportunity, that the market is here. So we are not export market, the market is in Malaysia, right? So I think these are the opportunity for us, and it's in Selangor itself, is nearby within 50 to 100 kilometers in our spaces. 100% have placement, and their starting salary is minimum 5,000. The highest salary is 8,000 because of the result is so good, okay, for flat students. So we're going to repeat it today, and placement is achievable. And in fact, our students have too many offers. Each of them have 4 to 5 offers. So in the PFCC Bandar Puteri IC Park and also Park 1 and Park 2, we are Park 1, we have employ all our 15 IC companies have employed more than 311 engineers, fresh engineers just graduated. And the number we are expecting to be 400 at the end of the year, 500 next year, because we have all the projection as well. So the salary is minimum 5,000 and above. And these are the conference partners, a lot of them. Not only EV in terms of all the autonomous driving in the bus in the Petaling Jaya and soon to be launched in Putrajaya, but also EV helicopter, eVTOL, right? But the important thing is to how to participate in this software and hardware opportunity. And second, we hope to encourage lots more our relative, our children to study AI and semiconductor in this sector. We need maybe so the whole industry is not only becoming a vendor selling the product or software, but imagine that there will be a lot of needs to maintenance, repair, so and then talent cultivation is something that we need a lot, right? In terms of that. So for every product, for every car we sell, we need 10 or 20 people to maintain, to build this chip. For example, a chip, AI chips, it needs more than a few 300 to 500 people to software engineer and design engineer to build it. So that's opportunity for us. And how do we stop the slide of the students are not studying in terms of Malaysia? We have seen the worrying sense of dropping of every year decreasing of 30% of students studying STEM education. Okay, maybe they haven't seen the future, but how do we encourage more students to study STEM education so we have lots more design engineer, software engineer, hardware engineer that we needed in terms of that. CXO, the idea is to prepare and support our startups towards IPO of all of you able to raise more than millions, having a sales more than millions, and towards millions of business overseas and local. I think that's where we have. So basically, the idea is to have a CXO clubs of millionaire, not only in the sense of millions in the bank account, but also a million user, a million adaptation, and the rest as well. So I think many things have changed for the last 6 months of why we launched this program, and we are very proud and very happy for all of you to gather with us. I think this important groups of people who are continuous to embark on the entrepreneurship journey. As I looking forward back, I just came back from Beijing a few days before Trump arrived in Beijing yesterday. So, but what I learned is that actually a lot of things has improved, has been progressing. As you know, that almost in Beijing now everybody has open claw. Almost even all the citizens, even the uncle, auntie, installing claws in their laptop and the rest. And then I saw the huge AI PC market. So AI PC, so AI agent, right? So all of us still looking at one as prompting. Prompting is basically the MS-DOS version of our time. If you still remember in the 80s, right? So we always expect the AI will come out with a sort of a window version of AI so that everybody can use AI with a click of mouse. But now with what we've seen in the numbers of AI PC, they will be basically now we're going to have a PC, laptop, or device with a lot of AI agents to help you to read news, to prepare, for example, for all the students, prepare for exam, modeling questions and stuff like that. So even I've seen from my kids' tuition and also preparation for exams. So AI is the one who help them to prepare for their exam, to do revision and the rest. So there's going to be a huge boom of the market of AI PC, and of course in terms of server, the needs for servers, in terms of the inference demand to be able to rest for autonomous driving and the rest, right? So we are not talking about only robotaxi, robo-van, robo-tractor, to the autonomous system. Now even in Port Klang, we have a level 3 and level 4, which we will review later. In terms of that, all of this will need to respond, the AI autonomous system to respond in a nanosecond, basically to receive the sensor, make decision to drive or to stop within a nanosecond of that. So all is achievable now with the autonomous driving. And in fact, in Port Klang, we have a level 4 without driverless, the whole thing, level 3, so adoption. And now we're also looking at the not only EV in terms of all the autonomous driving in the bus in the Petaling Jaya and soon will be launched in Putrajaya, but also EV helicopter, eVTOL, which is also Malaysia startups, but grow in China. Is a unicorn company. We are very proud. SIDEC is very proud to bring that investment back to Malaysia. So we are starting a lot of the adaptation in terms of not only using AI, but the AI application, as all of you will be seeing from laptop. Now we have also seen the AI bed, AI mattress, which you're going to see in the next few months in Malaysia. And then also in terms of the AI, a lot more AI application in the hardware as well, right? So I think that's also something that we're going to see in terms of that. But I think the most important wave of all is that the hardware evolution But because of this, what we need is a lot of entrepreneurs who will be able to grab the opportunity in terms of the how AI application is being able to transcend into your business, not only use the AI agent to be efficiently, but also expand your business product and stuff like that. So I think that's where we're going to see a close connection between the semiconductor sectors, which SIDEC is proudly involved with the National IC Design Park, where our first IPO company, part of it, which is SkypeChip, is going to be IPO on May 20th, raising more than 2.5 billion ringgit. The share price start at 0.88. If you want to ask me what's our prediction, I'll tell you later. But it's going to be a bull run, given the price of one of our semiconductor startup, which is on the it's not on the main board yet. Opstar has been raising from 30 cents to almost 90 cents now. I think back at 70 plus cents. But we are looking ahead. There is going to be a rise in terms of capital market, right? Bursa, you can read all the news at Bursa, and our SC is talking about how to help assist in terms of the much more funding for our AI companies, for our semiconductor companies. So I think now we are living in the best of time. Of course, there's a lot of challenge in terms of element of challenge in terms of the war, oil price and the rest. But in terms of what you're looking at is extraordinary time where the the share market for AI is rising tremendously, given that for example, Nvidia was only the price, the value of Nvidia increased more than 100 times just for the last 10 years. Then I think there's lots more opportunity for us, not only for semiconductor company, but for AI companies, but there are lots more AI application. So in terms of if you know that if you want to make an AI chips, advanced chips, we need more than 100 million, $1 billion. But a lot of the cost is not only going to TSMC or Samsung for the wafer, but there will be 50% of the cost will be in software. So how do we get our software company to assist in terms of optimizing the performance of the hardware? I think this is the opportunity for us to look at it, right? So in terms of that, I think we have come a long way. So I think what we need is also a large number of talents to be able to assist us. So we need not only talents in Malaysia, we also need talents from Malaysians who are in overseas, but we also need to produce young talent who are going to study in some of the top universities in the world. So I just came back from Tsinghua University. So, and in fact, a lot of China universities are having a lot of facilities that you can't believe that. For example, they have fab, they have advanced test and packaging, they have lab, which have been invested for more than 500 million RMB, which is 250 million ringgit per university for the top 10 to 20 university. So, and then the university charges is just 30,000 RMB, which is 15,000 ringgit, cheaper than a lot more private colleges in Malaysia. But their standards are global standards, and they are teaching in both English and Chinese language, and open to a lot more Malaysian. So this is some of the opportunity we should grab on. For example, we've been to visiting the, for example, IIT Madras in Chennai. There are 100,000 of engineering students studying every year, and their charges for the fees is only 3,000 ringgit per semester. But these are the schools that produce the CEO of Google, the CEO of Microsoft, and a lot more top CEOs in the world. So I think this is where we should look at how the perspective of, instead of studying or focusing on the Western university, so the Eastern university, the India, China university are leading in terms of software and also hardware. And then I think we should start to change our perspective. how do we get large number of talents? For example, if you can send one student to the West, is also equivalent to sending 10 students to the East, which is nearer to us. So this is some of the perspective we have to look into the geopolitics but in the reality, the unity in the East in terms of the software, in terms of the hardware, I would say now very much leading the West in terms of cost efficiency, in terms of the standard and the market as well. The huge market opening up in India, the huge market opening up in the South America, for example, Brazil. A number of you have been to the G20 last year together with me and the rest to Brazil, right? So the Brazil market need about 50,000 drones every year. Okay, so that's something. And then we look at for example, all the former USSR's country, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan. They just invested $100 million, $150 million to trying to get technology in terms of the drone technology, as drone technology is something that is basically now being banned by either the red supply chain or the blue supply chain. Drone technology is banned now because of the war, the whole thing. But Malaysia has the ability to create the chips, the motor, and as well. So these are some of the market that we're looking at. Of course, our usage is not for war, for agricultural purpose, right? But this is our opportunity for us. So how the southern country, the African country, for example, South Africa, so South America countries, they need all sorts of technology. And our software, how do we export our software technology to all these countries? These are the crucial market, as well as AI agent adaptation, ESG, and the rest. You'll find a lot small market opportunity for us if you are willing to step up not only Malaysia, Southeast Asia country, but go into all these countries where Malaysia has a strong favorable rating. This is what we have been seeing. So that is why with SIDEC, what we want to do to work with you in terms of we are already launched the triple accelerator program from retail, DeepX, and then now this year, the most important thing is blockchain and also tokenization, digital asset in terms of that, which we are launching. So that we would able to utilize whatever technology. And we believe, and our experience is all the southern country, all the countries that we've been talking about, there are a lot of needs for all this technology. So as you can see now, AI is one of the major issues, even in terms of the war of Iran. Anthropic has been having a sort of debate with the Pentagon because of the way the AI being used, stuff like that. But you can see also Claude and the rest, and also Mythos has been hailed as one of the top AI agent in the world now at the moment. So, and also OpenClaw now is even attracting 60 years old uncle in China to download OpenClaw as well. Okay, so I think what we are going to do is we're going to launch our AI masterclass for our startup SMEs. So it will be in 3 languages, English, Bahasa, and also Chinese. And also for a special group of training for women entrepreneurs as well. We want to upgrade everybody, not only in terms of using the clause and 8, but also Claude Code, Codex as well. And also we are also introducing a number of system tools that are very popular in terms of what we've seen in a lot of startup AI companies, for example, Lark and the rest as well, so that we will increase our efficiency and the usage, and also on par with a lot of the AI application companies in US and also in China.